I like to give you a little taste of the NA book. It has, I'm going to read about the symbol of NA. See the symbol of NA. See, it's in the book. Simplicity is the key of our symbol. It imitates the similarity of our fellowship. All sorts of occult and astrologic contractions can be found in its simple outlines, but foremost in the minds of the fellowship are easily understood meetings and relationships. The outer circle denotes a universal and total program that has room within it for all manifestations of the recovering person. The square lines are defined as easily seen and understood, but there are other unseen parts of the symbol. The square base denotes goodwill. Goodwill, the ground of both the fellowship and the members of our society. Goodwill is the best exemplified in service. Proper service is doing the right thing for the person. For the reason. I'm sorry, I got the word wrong. Reason. For the right reason. When goodwill supports and motivates both the individual and the fellowship, we are fully whole and wholly free. Probably the last of the lost of freedom will be the stigma of being an addict. It is the four pyramid size that rise from the base in a three-dimensional figure that represents self, society, service, and God. All rise to the point of freedom. All parts are closely related to the needs and aims of the addict who is seeking recovery, and to the purpose of the fellowship, which is to make recovery available to all. The greater the base, as we grow in unity, in numbers, in fellowship, the broader the size of the pyramid and the higher the point of freedom. Also, we're going to go over the preface of the 6th edition in the NA book. Many of us have never known recovery without the basic text. Our meetings open with readings found in its pages. It sits on the literature tables of our groups, and the book itself has been a constant in our recovery through the months or years or decades since the first edition of the Codic Anonymous. Or our basic text was published, NA was grown and changed in countless ways. In many respects, the basic text has been instrumental the in that evaluation. There are over 76,000 weekly NA meetings today. In 1982, the year the World Service Conference approved the basic text. Therefore, there will about 2,700 most places in the world did not offer an NA meeting every night of the week. In fact, most places didn't offer a meeting any night of the week. Now NA is in 143 countries, and we speak 82 languages. The basic text itself is translated into 33 languages. Wow, that's a lot. Man, certainly NA's growth cannot be attributed to the power of this book alone, but the fact is that the basic text is one of the most effective means we have to carry the message where it is published and distributed. NA grows not just in numbers, but in breadth of recovery and experience. As our members stay clean 10, 20, 30 years and more, our fellowship has more and more experience dealing with challenges beyond not picking up the first drug. You cannot pick up. In the 6th edition, you will read stories of addicts who stayed clean through the loss of loved ones, serious illness, raising children, marriage, divorce, getting an education, pursuing careers, and much more. The common thread through all of these varied experiences is that we draw strength from the NA program, regardless of how long you have been clean or what life situation we are facing over the decades. Our members have lived a lot of life and life's term and have learned a lot about what it means to recover from addiction in that context. Now with the publication of our 6th edition basic text, we can say NA has in many respects come of age. That process has not been without growing pains. However, from 1983 to 1988, we published 5 editions and revision of the basic text for years afterward. The fellowship as a whole was unwilling to undertake another vision. Many of us thought we would never see the day that a new edition of the basic text could be welcomed by the fellowship, and so the publication of a 6th edition is something to celebrate and real marker of our ability as a fellowship to grow and change. Chapter 1 through 10 remains as they were in the 5th edition. These chapters speak of many of us in a way that no other literature does. In a voice that is difficult, it is, if not impossible, to deprecate what is sufficiently different in the 6th edition text. However, in addition, in this new preface is the personal experience that follows chapters 1 through 10. It would be impossible to list all of the ways in which the face of NA has changed over the years. This new edition doesn't pretend to be a mirror reflecting back a perfect image of our membership, but it does aim to represent the richness of our differences as well as it can. The basic text already tells us that any added is welcome in NA regardless of what they look like, how old we are, and what kind of spiritual beliefs we hold. Addiction is a disease that does not discriminate, and neither does the program of NA. Admittedly, there is a stereotype of the typical candidate for NA: urban criminal, a needle user, and the narrow vision that describes some of us, but we are also professionals and parents and students and so on, living in cities, small towns, and rural communities and countries all over the world. We can only hope to gesture at our diversity in the space of one book. Even our name itself, the narcotic anonymous, may not fully describe our membership. Addiction has nothing to do with where we come from or the specific substance we use. Our members come from every walk of life. We are not contained within political or geographic boundaries, nor are we limited by any individual differences in faith or philosophy. No matter what conflicts are unfolding in the world at large, we aspire into an idea of unity. Our common welfare should come first. Our text explains that this unity is the purpose helps us to achieve the true spirit of unity. Where all of us are equal as members of the group. With that is our foundation. We as individual recovering addicts are each able to find our own distant voice and to sing a song that is uniquely ours. This new edition presents some of those voices. We hope the 6th edition basic text will offer a vision of recovery for addicts around the world. Those who have already found the ruins of NA and those who will walk through our doors tomorrow. Over the years, our fellowship has changed, and the literature has expanded and been revised, but the message remains the same. Any addict can stop using drugs, lose the desire to use, and find a new way to live. You are welcome here. Please stay and be part of the growth, change, and recovery. All right.